Hello, my photonauts. Welcome to Straight to the Point Tutorials. Jose says hello from the sunny, beautiful, and amazing city of Madrid, Spain. In this video, I will show you 3 simple methods to blur a background in Photoshop. Welcome back, guys, and as I said, I will be showing you how to blur a background in 3 different ways. I'm using a picture that has almost everything in focus, as you can see. And one important thing is that we need to keep an eye, to the focal point, the subject, so our defocusing or blurring looks natural and realistic. Before moving to the first method, I would appreciate if you can subscribe to the channel, and at the end, if you like the video, click the thumb and the bell to get a notification every time I upload new content. Now, straight to the point. Method number 1, using layer masks only. This method consists in creating 2 background layers after creating a selection around the subject. One of these background layers is the one I will apply the blur filter, and the other will be used to reveal areas of the background that I need to have in focus. I think this is the method that requires more steps, but maybe at some point you may need to have everything separated. So let's get straight to the point and start editing the picture we have in here. So over here I have the background layer. I will unlock it and duplicate it, right? I will name this first layer here subject, okay? And then the one below background. Okay, that's the first thing. Oh, background. Sorry for that. Okay, so I will select this subject layer. I will move to the select menu and select the option that says subject. I will use, in this case, Photoshop artificial intelligence to scan the photograph and look for the subject. Once it's done, it's showing me a selection around the subject. I think it has done a really nice job. Some areas that might need a little bit of fixing, like around the shoe, I can easily fix the shoe going to select, edit in quick mask mode, selecting the brush, put in opacity 100%, make sure the color is white. I will zoom in, reduce the size, and I will paint out this area because I want this area to be included in the photo. Let me check over here. This is fine. I think this is also blocking something in here. Yes. Okay, so you can fine-tune your selection that way. So I will exit this mode. Okay, and then I will save the selection. Save the selection as subject. Okay, now move to the background layer, turn off the subject layer. It's going to be identical right now, and go to select, modify, expand. Let me try 20. Depending on the resolution of your photograph, you might need to use less or more. Not too much, not too close. Around this proportion is fine. Once I have expanded the selection, what I need to do is go to Edit, Fill, Content Aware Fill, and click OK. This will it will try to fill everything in there. Okay, so I click Deselect, and I think it's fine. Yes, I think it's fine. If we need to fix it, we can do it afterwards. Now, it's time to duplicate this layer, and I will rename this layer to background blur. Okay, when I have both layers, then I will go back to the subject layer, go to select, load the selection that I previously saved, select subject, OK, and then I have the selection back. Then I will go to the layer mask option and click on the add layer mask, and then I have a layer mask applied to this area. To this layer, sorry. Now moving back to the background blur. Okay, here I will select this second layer that says background blur, And I will move to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. In this case, I want to use a Gaussian blur. Okay, Gaussian blur. Then I will apply the amount I want. I think this is fine, and I click OK. So now I have a layer with a subject that has a mask that is revealing the background blur. But if you take a closer look, you will see that everything is blurred out. So that will show the impression that the subject is levitating, and you don't want that to happen. And the reason that is happening is because of the focal point, the focal plane. I mean, she's in focus, so by logic, this area around, across here in the same plane as she is has to be in focus. How I can fix that? Easy. I can create, and I will add a layer mask to this background blur, and then I will switch to a brush. Okay, I will make sure that this is 100%, and then the black is in there. I will use a brush size around, I think this size is fine. Okay, and then I will, with the shift, I will click and shift. Okay, click my mouse and hit the shift key and drag across just to get a straight line, and from there I can release the shift and regain focus. You see how it gets a little bit more realistic. So I can then now lower the opacity around 31 and apply to this border here. A little bit more, and that's it. I think it looks good. You see the difference? There's something here, this little thing here, you see it, that probably I think is it's the background one. I go move to the background layer, spot healing brush, click in there, boom, it's fixed. Turn on both layers and I have a blur background. Let's move to method number 2. Method number 2, tilt shift blur. This method consists in isolating the subject from the background. Create separated layers of the subject and the background and use the tilt shift blur from the blur gallery filters. Okay guys, let's go ahead and blur this background. I will not repeat the steps of creating these 2 layers you see here, the subject and the background, because the steps are exactly the same. The only difference is from here. All right, so how I will do this, remember that I have to select the subject layer, load the selection, okay, the selection that says subject, okay, and then apply the layer mask. This way I am revealing the background layer. Now with the background layer selected, move to filter menu, go to blur gallery and select tilt shift. This will show, there's areas in here and there's little bars in here. I will reduce this area a little bit and this one as well, and the other one. Okay, and I will move this point, the middle point, exactly to where she starts, like around there. Okay, and from here I will start applying more blur. See how the blur starts to get more constant in the background, and then okay, you see the areas in focus. If I move this toward the top, more areas of the background will start getting in focus, but I want around there, and this one as well at around there. Okay, so when that is done, the only thing you have to do is click OK, and then you have a blur background using the tilt shift filter. Now let's move to method number 3. Okay guys, welcome to method number 3. We will be using, in this case, neural filters, Adobe Photoshop artificial intelligence. So the steps to create these two layers are exactly the same as method number 2. You need a layer with a subject, and then apply, load the selection, look for your selection, load it, and apply a layer mask. The same method, you see? Okay, the only difference in here is that we just need to click in background, go to filter, and select neural filters. This is one of the new features of Photoshop that I like. You know, I invite you to explore neural filters if you have the ability to do so, or the time. Okay, and the options in here, I want to use depth blur. I would turn it on. You see that it's showing the background, so it's asking me to click and edit the focal point. I will tell the program that this is the focal point, right? Remember, like, the shoe is around this area, and you see the result on the left hand. They are pretty much the same, I think. Yeah, it's really smart. If I want to remove it, okay, I can remove it and re-click again here maybe, and it's also fine. Okay, so from here, the only thing you need to do is, you want more blur, you can move this blur strength, okay, and if you get, if you want more blur, or if you want to play with the settings of the background, I mean, go to the colder side, or you want this to be more warm. You see, you can do whatever you want, because now you have the background separated from the subject, and you're applying an intelligent and very smart blur. And from here, the only thing you have to do is click OK. And when the program gets back to the layers section, you will see that it created a new layer and named it layer 1. This layer has the effect that we created using neural filters. Okay, there you have it, guys. 3 different ways to blur a portrait background. Let me know which one you like the most, and put it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell button for not missing any new videos I upload, or content that I will upload to the channel. And I'll really appreciate if you can like this video. Until the next straight to the point tutorial, God bless you all. Bye bye.